Happy holidays, gamers! Welcome back to another video. In this commentary video, we are going to be talking about the holidays. This is likely going to be the last video of the year, just due to like Christmas plans, spending time with family. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys are doing for the holidays. I'm really interested. I want to see what you guys got planned. For me and my family are planning on going to Orlando, Florida, which is really exciting. You know, it's actually been like a couple years since I've been to Florida. I think Orlando is a pretty good vacation spot just like any time of the year, but like it's especially good during Christmas just because like of weather and stuff like that. But last time I went, it was like in May, and I don't think I'll be going back anytime soon in the summer because like, dude, it was just so rough. Like it's so hot, it's so humid. Like the thunderstorms were just like terrible. I actually wonder if like summertime affects like if thunderstorms are like more likely to occur. I'm actually like not certain about that. I know that like definitely during the like fall months, like August to like October, I think is when is it monsoon season? Is that what they call it? Like hurricane season is like more likely to occur during those months. So I'm wondering if there's something similar like that with the summertime, but I'm not actually certain about that. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on that. All right, chat. Editor Sean here. I did some Googling, and it said yes, thunderstorms are significantly more common in the summer because the season provides the key ingredients, which is warmth, moist air, and atmospheric instability that like fuels powerful updrafts. It also says that it's specifically more frequent in the afternoon and the evening, especially in humid regions like the southeast US and Midwest, which makes sense because Florida is southeast US. Anyways, it's going to be a little bit different this time just because I've never gone in like December before. But the weather is just sounds so perfect, man. Like it's so nice. It's gonna be really relaxing. It's gonna be a nice like 70-80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like super solid. I don't know what that is in Celsius. I wish I learned Celsius, but I think it's gonna be like relatively high, probably like 30s 30 Celsius. I don't know. That's just my guess. I'm actually not certain about that. So I'm pretty excited though. I'm also just like really excited to like spend time with my family in general. Like it's been a while since I've seen my nieces and my nephews. I'm like really curious as to like what they've been up to. They're like between the ages of like 3 and 10, right? So I kind of want to like see what like their generation I guess is up to these days. Like something that I know that like is pretty popular is Steal the Brain Rot, which I've been playing on Fortnite. And I'm gonna be real, it's kind of embarrassing I'm admitting to this, but like it's kind of fun. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys. Like, it took me forever to get the stupid Cocofanto Elefanto, but now I have like a ton of them. So I think it would be like really funny to get the reaction of me having all these like brain rots that they need to like level up and stuff for like their collection and everything like that. So I'll be like the cool uncle, and I'll just be like, "Hey, come over here, come check this out." And then they'll be like, "Whoa, Cocofanto Elefanto!" I'm like, "Yeah, that's right. I got a couple Cocofanto Elefantos. You can take whatever you want." So I think it'll be really fun to kind of like spend time with them and just like see their reaction to everything like that. Anyways, I'm getting super off topic. What I actually wanted to talk about today's video is a very much on theme holiday story. I know, very, very fitting. So I'm gonna set the story for this, right? The stage for this, right? So you know those like Santas in the mall that like parents let their kids go and talk to, right? Usually it's like the really like little kids and they're like really scared of like Santa. So you'll see like those videos of like the babies crying on Santa's lap. I've definitely like seen this in person. I've definitely seen like videos of this, but yeah, I don't know if that's just like a me thing only, but I'm pretty sure this is like a pretty popular thing in like most places. Anyways, that's like the setting for this story, except it's like not in a mall. So when I was younger, I think like around like 6 or 7, my church would do these like holiday Christmas dinners every year. So every family would like bring their own dish, like their own entree, their own little like side or dessert or like whatever, and it was like a big like sharing thing. So like you would just kind of like take stuff from like other families, and it was really cool, you know. I really liked these as a kid because like there was some pretty good food and it was free, you know. You can't beat that. So it was a good time. This year they had like a Santa setup, and so they had like a line where like the kids could line up and they could go like talk to Santa and whatever. So I'm like a young kid, right? Like I just finished my dinner. I'm gonna go line up and talk to Santa. So I go stand in the line. There's like a couple kids in front of me, you know. So I'm like waiting my turn or whatever. And so they're just whispering in Santa's ear like, "Oh, this is what I want for Christmas" and stuff like that. And after a couple kids, it's my turn, right? And to give a little context for this next part, I was really into Yu-Gi-Oh! In fact, I still am, to be honest. But like, regardless, I was obsessed as a kid. Like, it was my favorite thing. It was like something that was like part of my personality, right? So one of the most like iconic monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh is Exodia, right? I'm sure most of you guys know like what that is, or at least have like a rough idea, but if you don't, it's like the whole like scene where he's like, I've drawn all 5 special cards, I've assembled all 5 pieces of the puzzle, Exodia, obliterate. You know what I mean? Like that scene. If you don't know anything I'm talking about, I probably just sound like insane right now. But you should definitely go watch like the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, the original show. It's literally the first episode. It is iconic, right? It's very classic. It's very old at this point, but it's a very like classic, iconic scene in the show. So it's very popular. Anyway, so I go up to Santa, and you're supposed to tell him what you want. And I think the whole point of this interaction is that later Santa will tell the parents of the kid like what the kid wants, and so that they can go out and go get that item, and it makes everyone happy, right? Like the kid's still Santa gives them the present, and the parents know exactly what to get. So it's like perfect. It's a win-win-win-win all across the board, right? So I go up to Santa, and I whisper in his ear, I want all 5 pieces of Exodia. And he just like looks at me, confused. And so I'm kind of confused too, because I'm like, okay, Santa should know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But he's like, what did he say? And so I was like, oh, okay. He's not like confused because he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He's confused because he didn't hear me quite right. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he leans back in. And I can whisper again, right? So I go up to him and I say again, I want all 5 pieces of Exodia. And he looks back at me confused again. And at this point, I'm like really confused because, you know, I said it very clearly both times. And, you know, after the second time, he should know what I'm talking about. Like, I was very clear on what I was saying. And in my mind, like, especially as a kid, Santa's like omnipotent, right? He's like quite literally a god. He knows like when you're sleeping, when you're awake. He knows like if you've been good, if you've been bad, you know, like that's what we've been told like our entire lives. So he should know like what certain presents are. Like the whole point of Santa is that he's like generating these presents like in his like workshop or whatever, and like he knows what everything is. So he has everything like on standby, and then he goes out and he like delivers them. So of course he knows what all 5 pieces of Exodia is. He knows what everything is. Santa is like literally a god. So he's looking at me like all confused, and I'm really confused now because, you know, in my mind, like Santa is this god, you know, he knows what I'm talking about, but he just doesn't know what all 5 pieces of Exodia are. Like, it's excusable for like my parents not to know what that is, right? Because like they don't watch like Yu-Gi-Oh, they have no clue what that is, you know what I mean? So they, of course it makes sense if like my parents don't know what they're talking about, because they're not the ones that like literally know everything. So now I have to clarify, because like just in case, maybe there's like some sort of like other thing that has like 5 pieces of Exodia, or maybe I'm like super clear about it. So like maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you know, from Yu-Gi-Oh. And he's still like kind of confused, but he just goes, oh yeah, and he like brushes it off, kind of like just kind of gives me the impression like he knows what I'm talking about, just to kind of get me to, you know, keep the illusion, I guess. And so now I'm in this like really unique position as a kid where like I have told Santa exactly what I want for Christmas, and I've told nobody else, right? And he did tell me that he knew exactly what I was talking about, right? So there's no like mincing words here. Like Santa knows exactly what I want for Christmas because I told him. And so he should be able to fulfill that thing, especially if like I get other presents. That means I've been good that year, right? So there's no reason I shouldn't be getting all 5 pieces of Exodia, because I told Santa exactly what I wanted. So at this point, I don't really even need to tell like my parents what I want for Christmas, because Santa's gonna get it for me, right? And so it's kind of at this point where Santa has to kind of tell my parents what I want, but I'm not even sure if he's gonna be able to remember what all 5 pieces of Exodia is, you know what I mean? But he should, because he is Santa, so he's omnipotent. He should be able to know exactly what to tell them. So I don't tell my parents what I want for Christmas, at least not the 5 pieces of Exodia or whatever, right? So I'm in this really, really unique position where if I get what I want for Christmas this year, then fantastic. It's amazing. Life is great. I got all 5 pieces of Exodia. Santa is real. Life could not be better as a child. Like, I'm having the time of my life. But if I don't get this, then there's something wrong here. Like, there's obviously something wrong. Either Santa isn't real or Santa isn't omnipotent. In both cases, the illusion's up. Like, he's just not exactly what they say he is. So the entire jig is just fully up from this point. So a surprise to no one, Christmas comes around and I don't get all 5 pieces of Exodia. Also, they were very hard to get at the time, so that could have also been like a contributing factor, but they were pretty much like impossible to get, especially in this time. So I'm disappointed, childhood ruined. It's pretty much exactly how that went down. And years later, I was talking to one of my friends. I think we were like 10 years old, so this had to have been like a couple years later. And he was just like, oh, you know, like Santa's not real? And I just kind of like sat there. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured that one out. You know what I mean? I didn't like actually say that to him, but it was just like, yeah, I know. Unfortunately, like I kind of figured that out when in this couple years ago when I tried to like tell him what I want, but I never actually got exactly what I want. So yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate, but that's just how that went down. I also remember like a couple years after that, I think when I was like 13 or something, I think my mom said something related to like the Easter Bunny that like gave that thing away as well. And she's like, oh, sorry if I like ruined that for you. And I'm like, no, like you definitely didn't. Like I knew the whole time. Or not the whole time, but at least like I've known for a while. And I never actually like specifically told her that I like knew like the Santa thing, but the main reason that I didn't tell her is because during like Christmas Eve, pretty much everyone that knew, like all my sisters and stuff like that, like you would move all the presents from one of the, like the other rooms into the main room under like the tree, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to participate in moving all this stuff. I wanted to go to bed. And so I just think that that's really funny that I never like actually told them, just so that I didn't have to move all the presents over. I think that was pretty man. Watching this speedrun back, I just like notice I really have to learn how to bow tie, man, because like I took so long during this nav here, and I'm pretty sure I don't even hit the stronghold. I guess we're about to find out in a moment, but like, man, I took so long trying to nav to get to the chords and stuff like that, and I'm playing so slow, and this would just be such a big time save if I just learned how to bow tie. So I think that's going to be something next on my list of things to do. 0 cycles and bow tie. I think that those are probably the next 2 big things that I'm going to learn. I think it's also pretty sad that like on vacation I'm not gonna really have a whole lot of time to do speedrunning because I'm not even gonna have my computer with me, so I'm not gonna be able to like practice a bunch of stuff, and I don't know, I'm really upset about that. Eventually I do want to get like a laptop. There's gonna be there's a new like series of laptops coming out next year that I'm really excited for, and I can't wait to try out. I think it'd be really fun to like get a really nice laptop and just take it with me and just like go to like a coffee shop or something like that and just like hang out there for a while, maybe do some Minecraft speed running or something like that. I think that the concept of that just sounds so fun, so cool. So I might do that. Maybe we'll get at some point in the future we'll get some speed running from a coffee shop or something. I don't know. I'll have to think about that, but I think that would be really cool. But yeah, I just looked at my splits for this run, and I found out that my nav quite literally took 4 minutes. Like here, I'm finding the stronghold right now, and my nav should have been good enough that I just landed in the starter staircase, but nope, I am literally not I don't even have I Spy at this point, and I think I blinded at like 10:30, so yeah, pretty rough, honestly. But my nav here is like not too bad in the stronghold, because I can tell, you know, obviously it's ocean exposed, but I can tell that there's no portal room on this side of the stronghold. So what I do here is I'm just gonna go to the other side of the stronghold. So I'm just gonna go through this room here. I think that this is starter, or yeah, this is starter. So I just know right here that the stronghold has to be like back further, and there it is. It's like the first after I turn the first corner, it's just like instantly there. So pretty good, honestly. I also want to mention I am going to be cutting out a decent part of this end fight because it's literally just going to be me standing, like, waiting for the dragon to perch. So I think that that's pretty boring. So I hope you guys enjoy the one cycle.